Hello, this is part 2 of the muscle contraction. We're going to start off by reviewing this diagram. So this is when the muscle fibers relax, the ATP is pretty high, calcium is going to be low in the sarcoplasmic reticulum. So at this point, the myosin heads are not able to contact the actin receptor because of the presence of the troponin, myosin, and troponin complex. So this is what's going to cause the release of this acetylcholine, which is the neurotransmitter. And that's going to cause the sarcoplasmic reticulum to release the calcium ions. This causes that tropomyosin-troponin complex to change the shape, allowing the myosin to bond. Now, again, this is going to be needing the energy from ATP to make that ratchet-like motion. And then when it's going to relax, the muscle cells are going to have acetylcholine destroyed by an enzyme, and the calcium is going to move back to the sarcoplasmic reticulum. And this is also going to need the ATP. So when we talk about the contractions of the muscle, we're going to be talking about tension production. Tension is going to be determined by the frequency of the stimulation and the number of fibers that are stimulated. Okay, and again, it's all based on those cross-bridge interactions within that muscle fiber. Now, it's either going to be 100% in or not in at all. So it's an all or none principle. So a muscle fiber, when stimulated, will always produce that same tension. Now we can look at this on a graph, which is called a myogram. So a myogram is a graph of muscle tension development during a twitch. Now, a twitch is when one motor unit is stimulated, and it's going to be a kind of like almost like a bell curve that happens. All right, so the result of a single stimulus of contraction relaxation event in a single muscle fiber is called a twitch. Now, again, this can last for various different durations, and it also depends on what type of muscle it is. So for an eye muscle, it's 7.5 milliseconds. For a calf muscle, which is the soleus, which is a small calf muscle, it's about 100 milliseconds. Now, there's not really enough time during this to build up the external tension. And you could see here on the graph or the myogram that for the gastrocnemius, let's say, it takes 40 milliseconds for that twitch to occur. The eye muscle is very small again, about 7.5. The soleus is about 100 milliseconds, and that's that small muscle in your calf. Now, the latent period, this is the time needed for the conduction of an action potential and the release of the calcium ions from that sarcoplasmic reticulation. Summation is the process that combines the forces of individual twitches that combined. So it occurs when a muscle fiber exposed to a series of stimuli of increasing frequency reaches a point when it's unable to completely relax before the next stimulus in that series arrives. So it's kind of like a summation of twitches, like a wave. And that means that more than one unit is going to be stimulated. When you're in tetanus, no relaxation can occur after the stimulus. The sarcomere does not have enough time to react to the calcium. So it's kind of a sustained contraction. Now, we're going to have about 30 to 50 rapid contractions before you get complete tetanus. And that's kind of like a staircase that occurs. And complete tetanus is when all muscles are stimulated at once. After that, tension in the muscle will be only at 25% of what it can be maximally. And that's called trepe. Okay, so again, this is all going to be with the different muscle fibers. Now, incomplete tetanus is a rapid cycle of contractions and relaxation. It does kind of reach that peak tension, and that would maybe be like shivering in your body. So you can see here that In the first one, we have a nice relaxation phase right in here. This is all that little stimuli that occurring in that stepwise fashion, and then relaxation. Okay. As far as the incomplete tetanus goes, the rate of the stimulation increases more than the wave. So the periods of relaxation are very brief. Complete tetanus, there's no relaxation. And trepe is the increase in peak tension with each successive stimulus. And again, that was with shivering. If you have any questions, please let me know. Have a great night.